Step into the mystical world of Pre Rup, one of the most atmospheric temples in Angkor, Cambodia. Have you ever wondered why some Cambodian funerals were held inside temples? Or why dead bodies were rotated in different directions during cremation? Discover the answers as we take you deep into the heart of Pre Rup Temple, a royal crematorium, spiritual sanctuary, and architectural marvel. During the reign of King Rajendra Varman II in the 10th century, Priyarup functioned not only as a Hindu temple dedicated to Shiva but also as a royal cremation site. The name Priyarup means turning the body, reflecting a Khmer funeral ritual where the deceased body was rotated during the cremation to symbolize the spiritual transformation and rebirth, ensuring safe passage to next life. This practice connects Hindu beliefs about death and rebirth with local Cambodian rituals, a blend of cosmic symbolism and ancestral respect. In the Hindu and Mahayana traditions of ancient Cambodia, the path to liberation passed through temples, cosmic staircases reserved for kings and priests. The reason for holding funeral ceremonies at temples was that temples like Prerup were aligned with Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods. Cremating the elite here was thought to elevate their souls closer to the divine realm. Temples, especially large ones like Prerup, used for royal or elite cremations, much like how pyramids or mausoleums were used in other cultures. The cremation itself took place on temple grounds, but not actual burials in the Western sense. The ashes might be scattered in sacred rivers or placed in stupas. The act of rotating the body during cremation, which gave Prerup its name, to turn the body, symbolized the soul's journey through different cosmic directions before it departed to the next life. Facing east, Prerup symbolizes light, life, and divine power. Dedicated to Lord Shiva, the temple was both a spiritual and political statement of King Rajendra Varman II. It served as a state temple and funerary site, a rare dual function among Angkor temples. Prerup being a state temple, its funerary function was mainly reserved for the royal family and elite nobility. Large scale temple structures like Prerup, especially those aligned with the state cult and Hindu deities like Shiva, were usually used for royal cremation ceremonies, important court rituals, high priestly or elite burials, and not commoners. So, the sacred fire at Prerup symbolized cosmic rebirth for the rulers who were considered semi divine, part of the Devaraja god king cult. The temple mountain structure consists of layers built in laterite and bricks. The pyramid style forms the base for the five towers, which were dedicated to Shiva, Vishnu, and their consorts Parvati and Lakshmi. When it was first built, the temple would have been surrounded by a moat with two enclosures. Both would have had an entrance gate at each side with long halls connecting the two. However, very little of these buildings remain today. What really separates Prerup from the other temples are the three main large towers on each side of the main entrance to the temple. Only five are still visible. The first tower on the right side was either demolished or never completed. In the central, you will find carvings of Indra and Vishnu. Indra is riding on Airavata, his elephant. Vishnu is on Garuda, a large mythical bird. The inner enclosures contains two large libraries. In between these libraries, there is the remains of a pedestal which would have contained a large statue. Most likely, it would have been a statue of the sacred bull called Nandi. Nandi, the bull Vahana or vehicle of Lord Shiva, is always placed facing the sanctum sanctorum in a Shiva temple. At Pre Rup, the statue of Nandi once stood right in front of the main sanctuary. There are two traditional understandings of Nandi's placement. Number 1, symbol of devotion and guardian of Shiva. Nandi is not a barrier, but a devotee of Shiva, always gazing directly at his master. His presence marks a zone of spiritual sanctity. Devotees too are symbolically encouraged to see Shiva through Nandi's eyes. Number 2, boundary marker between commoners and elite, that is, the worship area. In some interpretations, especially in royal temples like Pre Rup, Nandi also served as a threshold marker. Commoners were allowed only up to Nandi's position, where they could offer respects. Only priests and royals could enter the inner sanctuary beyond Nandi to perform rituals. This preserved the spiritual purity and hierarchical structure of temple worship during that period. The tiered pyramid structure also contained 12 small sanctuaries. In the middle, there is a stairway leading to the 5 towers. On each tier, the stairway was guarded by 2 lions. However, only the lions on the top tier are still visible today. At the very top, you will see the remains of the 5 towers. The central tower is the largest, with 4 smaller temples in each side of the corners. All have entrances to east, with false doors on the other 3 sides. The towers were very ornate, with a lot of carvings and inscriptions. However, these are not very visible today. There would have been statues of Shiva, but these were replaced by images of Buddha which were added at a later date. In Hinduism and early Mahayana Buddhism, which flourished during Angkorian era in Cambodia, temples and rituals often reflected cosmic symbolism and spiritual hierarchies narrated so far. When Theravāda Buddhism became dominant in Cambodia from the 13th to 14th century onward, many of these older beliefs were transformed or discarded. Number 1. The core beliefs in Theravāda. All beings, monks, monarchs, farmers, beggars, are equal in death. Rebirth is determined not by royal status but by one's karma, that is, moral actions. There is no need for grand temple cremations. Instead, modest cremations near monasteries suffice. Emphasis shifts from cosmic grandeur to personal spiritual discipline and detachment from ego and identity. So, yes, Theravāda Buddhism democratizes death. Unlike Hinduism and Mahayana Buddhism, it doesn't support the idea that kings deserve higher funerary privilege or sacred access. The temple is not a cosmic staircase for rulers, but a place of learning and practice open to all. Liberation is not a royal privilege, it is a human birthright. All beings are equal in the path of Dhamma. that is Theravāda teaching. The cosmic hierarchy gave way to moral equality, and the grand fire temples faded into silence.